So going around the table, would you rather come across a random man or a random bear in the woods? Starting with you. Go ahead.
Random bear. I don't know.
Oh, random bear.
Okay.
The bear.
Always the bear.
I think the bear.
Okay.
My first instinct was a man.
A man.
A man. A man.
The table's very divided here.
Yeah.
Man, bear. So why?
Why? 'Cause I don't know. The bear, doesn't have any malicious intent. It's just a bear.
I don't know if you meant
it's
it.
hungry.
No, it could attack you, but it's not plotting against you. Why would a man be in the woods with you?
Hold on.
No,
okay.
no. If I hear you correct,
Go
a
ahead.
man, like a bear was just walking up. You're just taking a hike in the woods and you're walking and you see a bear come across you and in the middle of your path. Or would you rather have a man in the middle of your path that's a human being that you can talk to and be like,
Okay.
"Hi,
well,
how's
I
it
was thinking
going?"
in the context that the man had followed us to the woods or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
and that's
oh,
why I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking in a malicious context too.
Well, he said. Well, can you repeat specifically?
Would you
your
rather
Well, I'll say-
encounter a
here.
random bear or a random man?
I'll say exactly what I said
Yeah.
again. So would you rather come across a random man? So there's no implication of maliciousness there. He could be malicious, or he
Okay.
could be a totally
He's just an average
pleasant
guy,
person,
maybe. Yeah.
or a random bear in the woods.
Okay, then a man. Then I changed that completely.
Well, your first instinct was a bear because
Yeah.
it's just
'Cause I thought that's
of the
interesting.
malicious.
My first instinct was a bear too.
I'm just that's kind of interesting. Your first instinct.
Wait, before I have you
yeah.
give your take, let's
Yeah.
hear the whys on the bear.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying my mind also went to a malicious place because of what
Oh,
I've
but the
heard
man
women.
could still be malicious.
I understand that, and the worst a bear could do is kill you.
Yeah, man. Could
And what can? What?
Right, right.
man-
So okay. So
A
here's
man
the
can do
scenario.
worse than kill
A man
you.
could do worse than kill you.
Here, okay. Let
and
me
could.
let me clarify things a little further. Okay. So previously, when I asked the question, you assumed the man was malicious. Now you're assuming that he's not malicious. You don't know. He could be malicious. He could not. Knowing what you know about the general population of the U.S., of men in the U.S., if we snap our finger, it picked a totally random man of the entire population of the U.S., and then a totally random bear. Okay. You don't know their intentions. Maybe the bear just ate. Maybe it's not hungry. Maybe it's starving. You don't know. You don't know.
But it obviously sees you, right?
Yeah, you will. So you will cross paths.
Yeah, you obviously can.
You will come across them. So it's not like you're hiding. You're walking down the path.
I mean, if it's a brown bear, we're safe. But if it's a black bear, then you got to get back.
Random
And it's
bear.
a random bear.
Random bear. You know, it could be a brown bear.
Could be a polar bear.
Could be.
Not the polar bear. Not the polar bear in the woods.
So
In the woods is crazy.
yeah, and it's not like there's no real motivations for why are they out in the woods. So it's literally you're instantly transported to the woods. The man's instantly transported to the woods, and so's the bear, in this wood location. Your answer, I guess.
I don't know. It's really confusing. It's like a bear can maul you, and a man, though, we don't know his intent, though.
I think your
Yes. Okay.
subconscious is the answer.
So yes,
I don't know.
a man could tie you up and torture you for 7
That's
days.
what I'd be more
He
scared of,
could.
being mauled
The
by a
man
bear.
could do that.
That's
Just
what-
like I suppose any man could do anything.
I think answer right away. That way you know what your subconscious goes.
That's
through.
That's what I
Because
was.
subconsciously you maybe had some past trauma, and that's gonna answer it for you.
Well, that was kind of what I was
Yeah,
thinking. I was like, it's
probably.
interesting how they instantly go to the bear because they think the man's gonna instantly
Well,
hurt them.
let's get answers. Let's
Yeah.
get answers.
Yeah, I'm
So-
on the same page. I'm still on the fence right now, and I think you're absolutely right. Maybe we just have a certain perception of that, but I also want to say that there is good men out there. I'm
Okay.
not trying to say anything horrible. There
Sure.
could be a great chance. There's a great man in the woods.
I really, really,
Great man in the woods.
I really, really, really love bears. It's my favorite animal. So it doesn't matter who I come in the woods. If there's a bear, I'm gonna choose a bear.
Die
I
by
don't
a
care
bear.
if it kills. I don't care if it kills me. I'd love to just hug a bear, and if it kills me, it kills me. I used to cuddle
If
with
you
bears.
hug a bear,
I
you will
used
die.
to. No, I used to cuddle with bears.
I'm sorry, a random
It's
bear in the
gonna be-
woods
Adult,
will
you
instantly
cuddled- you
kill
No,
you. because
when I was
they-
a kid.
You cuddled with adult bears.
Yeah.
when you were a child, you cuddled
Were
with
they-
an adult bear.
Yeah.
Were they
And
they
there were cubs,
domesticated?
too.
Were they
n-
domesticated?
No,
though?
they were in the woods.
like enclosed environments.
Your
No, they
parents
were in the
let-
woods.
Your parents let you cuddle with a.
Well,
from
they
Russia.
didn't know. They didn't know
Oh,
I
you were-
was in the woods,
How
and
old-
then,
How old were you?
well, I was under 10. I was like
Okay.
maybe like.
Is this back in Russia? or-
Yeah,
the
that's
woods
back
are-
in Russia.
in the
And
woods
again,
are
we have
supervised?
bears just.
This is such a
We have
Russian story.
bears. in,
sun
in my
bears?
village, and near my village.
What color bears
there's-
were
Were they sun bears?
Were they drop
sun
bears?
What?
Or what kind of bears were they?
I don't know. They were like cute little brown bears, and like one was
Cute
really
brown bears.
big. And
Okay, you've had anecdotal experience of, I guess, positive encounters with bears.
yeah, and I just really, really love bears. And I was asked like,
Wait,
who
I have a
would-
question for
yeah,
you.
okay.
What about in a room? You have to be in a room for 10 minutes with a random man or a random bear.
A bear.
Okay.
I will happily die by
Wait,
a bear.
What? Are you? Do you have thoughts of hurting yourself?
No, I do
No,
not.
she's
But I just
saying that
really
in the
love
worst
bears.
case scenario, she would rather
No,
still
no,
have the worst
no,
case.
Not even-
no, it's not.
She
It's
would
not.
pick. Even if it was her brother, she would rather be in the woods alone with a random bear than somebody who she knows and trusts.
Yeah, 100%. I just really, I want to be near bears. I want to have a pet bear
Yo.
one day.
It sounds like you're trying to die. Like that sounds.
But only
like,
by
what?
bear.
Suicide
Okay,
by bear.
Low-key
only
cool
bear.
story.
Only bear. Only
Okay,
bear though.
This is.
Okay, and I've actually brought
talking
this
because
up
it's based on her
in the thing. If it was other animal, I would choose a man 100,000%.
She's like-
It's only because it's
She's
a bear.
so confident.
Basically, what she's saying.
I highly
Oh, I
doubt
understand
that
exactly.
you
No,
are
I know,
right
but
now
she's
put in
saying
a
she's saying control
situation
alt
for
bear.
that.
She's saying control alt bear. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't care who I come across. As if there's
Okay,
a bear,
can
I'm
you
gonna
ask
choose
you
a
one
bear.
question?
Insane.
If you are put in a room with a really scary bear that's about to eat you and you have a door, would you run out?
Why are you thinking about
What
this?
do you mean?
Why are you thinking?
Well, I have
Why do you
to imagine. I have to imagine.
I'm
like,
sorry.
how
If a
I'm
bear is
feeling.
in this room,
Oh, hold on.
Just
one second.
Gerald donated $200. Ladies, for fuck's sake. Bears are unfeeling, savage, hell beasts.
Hell
A grizzly
beasts.
will hold you down, eat pieces off your face, tear off your arm at the elbow, while you scream for help that never comes.
Wait, viewers in the chat, I know you guys have been over the past month or two. You've been sending me a bunch of bear videos. Send me what you have, but there's bear fight videos I've been seeing. Can you send me? There's this video where a bear, like this door swings up, and there's like a camera on a tripod, and the bear like comes out bolting out of this enclosure, and just basically sprints down this camera. If some of you know the clip I'm talking about, a bunch of you have sent it to me. My Instagram, if you could just send it to the Instagram. I think I want to finally show that video. I do have some clarification questions for you here. So, what I don't know. I think I asked this in a previous show, right? The legality of putting someone in a cage with a bear and paying them to do it. So I don't know if there's any lawyers in the chat. Could I would be. So would you be willing? You'd be willing then. I will put you in a cage with the bear for 10 minutes. We'll live stream it.
Oh, that's so
You have to sign a waiver that says in the event of your death, you won't sue us, etc. I don't think you can actually. People in the chat were saying you can't waive away your rights in this sort of way. Like you can't like let somebody kill you.
Yeah,
basically.
no, you can't because there was that one, the House of Torture that tried to do that.
Well, I don't know if that's the reason
Yeah.
why, but
Well,
don't
I didn't say
think
the reason, but, like,
legally,
that's how I
if you
heard
were
it.
like, even if you signed a waiver and you were fine being with the bear, but the bear ends up killing you, even though you're okay with that outcome, I don't think legally. I think liability-wise, we would be in trouble.
some
Yes,
of
Yeah,
that
yes,
and I
you
think
would
your
be.
stream
It's-
would probably get like taken down immediately.
Especially if you put it in a cage. Like, how about a nice little forest? We can just like.
Well,
relax.
you're just as safe in a cage
Well, it has
with
to
the
be
bear
enclosed,
than
yeah.
in the
Well, I
forest
just
with the
don't
bear.
like cages.
Well, I
like,
mean,
why
that-
do you have to cage animals
Okay,
at
just a
all?
room then,
Okay,
just like a room
we'll
like
put you
this.
in a.
How about a nice big house so
zoo.
that we can.
Well, how
So
about
that-
put it in
so
here?
that
Put
way
it in this house.
you're-
Have the carrots
What kind of
downstairs talk to you
zoo?
guys.
Because some zoos are horrible to animals and they do cage
Wait,
them.
you had? Is this really like? Are you just like kind of
She's
having
joking.
a joke?
Yeah.
Or is this like genuinely? Like, give us your actual genuine, because I can't argue with
Okay.
like. ridiculous.
Every single time in the past, ever since I was a kid, like I just love bears. Okay, like
You're
I
not
think they're
scared of
really
them.
Okay.
cute, and I can't be scared. But the thing is that it's like at this particular moment, if I were to be put in a cage with a bear, I personally wouldn't take it at this particular moment because I have people that I care about and who need me right now. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation on purpose. However, in this imaginary scenario, or if it were to happen where I encounter a bear, I'm going to be cautious because I know how to be around bears. Like I can, at least the ones that I've encountered in Russia, I was able to read them fairly well. Like they would huff and they would like be really cute and like just like very, I don't know, like cuddly. Like, and I would come up and I would give them berries and like who would like,
Okay, so
pet.
let me. I want to see if I can test the logic here. So.
But it's specifically the bears only. Like if it were any other animal, like if it were a chimpanzee, I would take a man anytime.
Yeah, or like an ape. Have
What
you ever
about a
seen
dog?
those big ass apes?
I would choose a man. I don't really like dogs.
You've had more positive experiences with bears over dogs?
It's not a positive experience. Well, I've had a lot of negative experiences with dogs, actually.
Well, sure, but I mean.
So you're saying you'd rather choose a man over like a chihuahua?
Chihuahuas are really annoying.
Yeah, I don't want Chihuahua.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have either a random man or a random dog, and you would still choose. I mean,
She said she would choose the man. She would just rather choose a bear than a dog. That's what she said.
yeah.
I would pick the bear over the woman. The bear would kill me, but the woman could claim SA and destroy my whole life.
Oh, dang.
Would you rather be in the forest with a bear or a woman who has a history of false SA accusations?
And I'm guessing it's going to be a bear.
Which one, boys? Which one? Yeah. Would you rather be in the forest with a bear or Amber Heard?
A bear.
Okay.
See, everyone's changing their answers like a
Wait,
bear.
still bear for you? Still bear?
No, I don't think a bear. I mean,
You guys get a little pushback. You get a little pushback.
No, just the
and you're
reason
gonna
that
change
the reason
your-
that. Well, listen, we all know me, and you know me at least, and I definitely rarely change my answers. But like the reason that I immediately went to bear was like for the same interesting reason that she was trying to point out. Just had bad experiences, and I would rather be alone in the woods with an animal that belongs in the woods than a man with nobody around to see the way that he's going to behave if he has malicious intent. Now, if I'm strolling down like a path that's like, it's made for hiking, then obviously I haven't done that before. I grew up in Ohio where there's a shit ton of nature reserves, and I've walked down paths and seen plenty of strangers and men that I don't think have malicious intent right off the jump. But I thought because you were putting in the context of like an animal that's like usually sorry against your Russian bears, but usually aggressive. I thought you meant like an aggressive man versus an aggressive animal. I would rather be around an animal if the man has like ill intent, because I would rather die like a quick painful death than a 7-day being tied up and who knows what he's doing to me type of death. But I didn't realize the context of like it's just a random any type of man, like it could be you or my brother. I didn't realize it was like that. I thought it was like predominantly just like a bad man. But yeah, a bear, or yeah, a man. Sorry.
Huh. Okay.
I would only choose one man.
I do have. Okay, so with this bear thing, Nick, do we have the video, by the way?
I have the article up.
Oh, there's also actually, yeah. Let's do the article.
Okay.
Let's do, after 19-year-old woman mauled to death, Romania authorizes the killing of nearly 500 bears. Wow. So she got, scroll down. This is an update to the original. Okay, can you find there's a New York Post. We had it before. If you type into the URL field, it should just pull up right away. Let's see here. Looking for, let's see.
Again, that's just super interesting to me. How you guys like instantly, like no hate in any way, just like how you guys instantly go to like vicious, like oh like.
Of course.
Well, when
yeah.
you're putting it in terms of like a vicious animal being compared to a man, you'd assume that the man is also going to be like.
I mean, I did. It's just interesting how people like think about that stuff because
It's
I
a trauma response probably more than
It is.
anything.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm glad you don't have
All
to
right.
understand.
Teen mauled to death by bear in front of boyfriend while on hiking trip.
Oh, do they actually?
Are we gonna watch a Criminal Minds
Maria
episode after this too, to
Diana.
get some?
Not the
Scroll
Criminal
down.
Minds.
Scroll
Criminal Minds is
down.
so good.
Oh, hold on. I'll just read this first part. Tragically, she was on the phone to emergency services when the bear grabbed her leg and dragged her off a 400-foot cliff. Rescuers said Miss Diana's injuries were incompatible with life. I don't know if you know what that means when
I don't
your injuries are
understand what that-
incompatible with life.
I don't
That
understand
means,
Torn to pieces.
and I'm not trying to be flippant about this, you are like beyond repair. Like you are.
You're so mauled.
You are
Well, yeah,
squished.
that's what happens.
Have you seen the documentary of the guy that lived with the bears in Alaska?
Nope.
And
heard about that.
It is a great documentary, and he's documenting living with the bears, and he's showing how they're part of his family now and how everything is. Guess how it ends?
He dies.
He gets mauled by the bears. Damn. With his girlfriend, because he brought his girlfriend in at the end. It's like, come live with me in the woods, and everything's great.
There's still
Probably
bears.
bringing a
They'll get
stranger into
hungry.
But they have footage of
Nick, I'm
like
sending you.
everything.
They're not supposed to be
You're
domesticated.
going to skip
That's
forward
the
like
thing.
7 seconds, okay? On this video.
But he was so
Private
confident
chat.
he knew the bears.
Actually, skip forward five
he
five
did,
seconds.
but it's like you can't bring something new into an environment of a naturally wild animal like that has been domesticated. Like that's just. I feel like that's like common sense. Like there was a story with a guy in New York who had like a crocodile or something, and then like it attacked a cat that he brought
You
in.
can play it, Nick. All right, guys, watch this shit. Oh, wait, put us smaller.
Other side?
Yeah, just other side. Okay, go ahead.
Dang.
Mute it, just mute the audio.
Oh dang. Oh dang.
All right.
Yeah,
Why was
that
that
wouldn't
bear
feel good.
in that
Was
It
restrained.
looks like they were
Huh?
releasing him.
restrained,
It looks
right?
like they probably
From
were
where,
rehabbing
though?
him and released him.
Fucked
It
up
looked
a
like they were like
tripod, bro.
it looked like they were transporting him somewhere, and that's why they had him in that. Like,
yeah, but like why
enclosure. That
was
is
crazy,
the
son.
key?
That was so fast, by the way.
Yeah, let's play it one more time.
Yeah, they
one
can-
more
they
time.
can
Put
run
the
fast
audio
as
on, but
fuck.
mute the lower the volume. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you want the audio on this?
Audio on, just lower it.
Okay.
Just put it at 50.
So I mean, like, I would rather outrun a man than a bear. I would.
Oh, you can't out a bear.
exactly. That's the point.
can't.
Put
outrun
it
it.
to
You scare it
5
off.
seconds.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
not
or-
scaring
or
off
you
a
get
bear.
frightened.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
a little further.
Yeah, but what if the
Okay,
bear
that's
gets
fine. That's
bored,
fine.
gives
Just play
up?
it.
That's not. Yeah, I was saying don't.
It looks
All
so
right.
angry and like trapped. Like it wanted to get away. Like that's. It's
went-
a
it
very
went-
hurt bear. Like it's in pain.
But
It's
also,
angry.
it's the point where the bear specifically went for the tripod. He went for something. He didn't run away.
What is she saying?
Yeah, and exactly why? Like
the tripod
why
was
is
in the
the
way.
bear there in the first place, though? It's like that's my question. Like, I want to know the story. Why the bear was there? What state the bear?
It doesn't matter.
I have a
Just
piece of
like-
advice for
Okay.
you.
That's just
Oh my
like
God,
that's
hold
just
on.
like with the
Advice for you.
airport
I'm gonna find
story.
the
We're going
Stay out of the woods.
fight video. All right.
Oh, I love. Well,
Oh, because
I
of
don't know.
human intervention, that's why the bear was angry. Okay, here's some bears
well, I
in
didn't say because
nature.
of that. I was just wanted to know the details.
We don't get.
Well, just like the
details.
details of the airport situation, we don't know the context of it.
A bear will fuck you up.
But
You
so
know what I
can
mean?
a man. Can a man?
I'm
Not
sorry,
will,
yeah.
but
Don't-
could.
Oops.
It's like you're pulling up the videos. You could also pull up the
Criminal
amount of-
Minds or
the
Law and
amount of
Order.
women that
Yeah.
have been
All
cut
right,
up. Like
go ahead, pull that one up, private chat.
by men. It's a real thing.
We're gonna mute the audio
Definitely.
on that one, and we'll skip forward a little bit.
But again,
Watch them
I would rather
fucking
have a
fight.
man than a
You
bear.
can bump the audio all the way back up, but just
I'd rather neither. I'd rather go
Sure,
for a nice walk in the woods.
I don't know how to see it.
Not the nice walk.
Right?
Hold on. Skip to 40?
I'm gonna get some water.
40 seconds, yeah.
Can you give me some water? Yeah.
Okay, put this on the other side. Big. Okay, hold.
Donated
Pause it, pause it, pause it.
$200.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I too want to play with fire and box a silverback, but I don't think you understand American bears. Like raccoons, they are crafty and unpredictable. Russians have videos of walking bears on the street.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy F. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that.
Okay, pull up the video, please.
But I also do raccoons in the back, so.
Okay,
No.
Oh, I love raccoons.
just
Not
right
bears,
corner.
though.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Close. I've literally given food to raccoons.
All right, here's your bear. Do they start soon? Come on. Yeah, it's right here.
There you go.
Those are grizzlies. That's a grizzly bear.
Oh my god. Imagine if that was like a human. Bro, you wouldn't even.
And so, as you see, this bear would, with its sharp, long claws, would destroy you. This bear here in this video would just. You would be dead in a second. You would be dead in a second, and then it would start eating you. Maybe you don't even die; it just starts eating you. Look at that.
Well, they usually
Boom.
do kill the prey first, typically.
No, they just.
They just start eating. They just
you bumped into the. Okay, goddamn, bro. All right.
I mean, it kind of looked like they were just playing rough.
Yeah, that's about. Huh?
It just kind of looked like they were playing rough.
Well, that's two bears.
Exactly.
He's talking about how that bear attacking the other bear would affect a human if the other bear was a human.
Obviously.
They're playing around because they're two bears playing, yes. But he's saying if they did that to a human, you would be dead.
Yeah, and I fully understand the consequences, which is why, if for some reason that's hypothetical situation happened, I'd be okay with that specific hypothetical situation.
So you sent a whole bunch of info in about this whole bear debate.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I don't
and
even
like how it
feel
started.
inclined. Like it's such a.
What's the point?
I don't even think you're. It's such a dumb answer. I'm sorry.
Okay, but
I'm not even going to debate it with you because it's not
We're
going to
just
be a
going
good
in
faith.
circles.
And
it's not even a
that
good
was my
faith
point.
conversation.
And that was my point, is that you can't just ask a man or a bear. You have to ask about what is like your biggest fear, and would you rather be with your biggest fear or a man?
That's different.
Yeah, but
That's very
but the thing is that to me, like it's not, because for some women it would still be a man would be their
So are you
biggest
trying
fear.
to ask like a more psychological question like that? What is your deepest fear?
I personally just don't relate to the bear versus man situation, and actually the
So
original
then let's say
creator,
it's a lion instead of a bear.
I will choose
said
a
any
man.
other animal.
Any
Just say
other
your
animal,
biggest
I will choose a
fear.
man.
We're just going in
I don't
circles.
know.
Her answer's her answer. She's not going to change.
But okay, you.
Yeah, I just personally like bears, so it's like there's no arguing with that part.
But
with
you
me.
you like bears.
Oh,
But
I love
do you have a thorough understanding of the risk of being in proximity to a bear, despite your anecdotal experience, where you've
Okay.
That's precisely what it is, anecdotal. You had experiences with bears where you were not harmed.
Yes.
You've also had experiences with men where you were not harmed.
And a lot more experiences with men where I was harmed than with bears.
Have you had as many per capita experiences with men as you've had with bears? How many men have you walked past in your entire life? Hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
How many bears
that's
have
true.
you? How many actual bears have you encountered? Like how many different times?
Well, okay, does it have to be the same bear or like different bears? Because
You
there
can do
was a
both.
family.
You can answer both.
Okay, because
the same bear, you hung out with them multiple times?
multiple times.
How many
like,
times?
I would
many
say
times?
like at least like all throughout the summer and a little bit into the fall,
Were these
because then.
wild bears?
Yeah, they were in the woods. They were living in the woods. And at some point, I actually found where exactly they lived. I just didn't go near it because I know better.
Did you
Oh,
ever
wait,
did you ever take a
Did
picture
you guys
or
hear
record?
that? Wait, hold on.
No, I was a
You said you
kid.
didn't go near.
Near the actual, like, where they sleep. Because, like, again,
they live.
animals or bears are wild animals still. And you still have to be cautious.
That's interesting. So if you were to walk up to a frat house and you knocked on the door and you just asked for directions somewhere, do you think you'd be more safe just walking up to a frat house that's fully occupied by perhaps over a dozen men, or going up to the bear cave?
I wouldn't do either because I don't feel safe.
Which one would be safer to do?
Be for real.
Okay, it would depend. Are there cubs? No. Are there cubs involved? Are there cubs involved? Because the mothers are vicious.
Hold on. You just already conceded. You said the words that came out of your mouth. You knew better than to go near their territory.
And I know better than to go near a frat house. I will never. I was never
cool.
near
You don't want to party,
No,
but
it's
you
not
think
about
you
the
knock
party.
on a frat house? That's
I'm
an
not going
insta
to
murder.
No,
you think
I'm
it's
not
an
going to
insta murder if you knock on a frat house?
I'm just not
okay,
going
fine.
to knock on the
How about just a normal? You knock on someone's door.
Neighborhood.
I will not
In the
knock on
neighborhood.
people's.
Honestly,
In
no
America,
one's
I
asking
will
you to
not.
go do it. They're just asking you for a hypothetical
Which
answer.
one would be more dangerous? Okay, fine. I'll even grant you. The bear has its cubs, and then the man has 2 children.
Okay, then I will go to a man because.
In fact, wouldn't you say that a man who has 2 children and you can see them through the window, wouldn't he be safer to knock on?
Yeah, no, and that's what I said. I will go to the man because I know how bears are with their cubs. They're vicious.
Okay,
and
so let's
they
say it's
do
bears
not,
without cubs.
Then I would. Well, if there were children
no, flat
with the
line,
men,
flat out. If it's a bear, if it's 2 bears in a cave in their home, and it's a man, it's a frat house. Which would you choose?
2
Bottom
bears.
line. That's insane.
They're still gonna attack you even if there's not cubs
You're
involved.
not telling the truth, though. You just.
You guys, she just wants a clip.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but like, what is the truth? There's no truth because
you
I
just-
wouldn't be in either
Wait,
one of those
question.
situations.
Shark or 2 dudes in the boat? And you're in the ocean.
2 dudes in the boat.
Okay. She said any
Oh,
other animal.
you picked the 2
Yeah,
dudes.
she said any other animal she wouldn't want to go
Yeah.
towards it.
There's
Again,
She has her
it's,
opinion.
It's specifically just the bear thing to me. Oh, that's it.
Wait,